Hello, welcome to the Art of the Oracle. If you're new to the channel, my name is Virginia. I work as an intuitive with biofield tuning and Reiki, and I also have this love for reading tarot oracle cards, and so that's what we're going to do today. Now, I have this week chosen the Ceccoli Oracle along with, I have Crow Tarot and the Spirit Animals, and we'll see where we go from here. We'll tap in and find out what we most need to know right now in this moment. So I do a daily reading Monday through Friday and sprinkle in some 3-card pick-a-card readings. If you really have some questions, or if you're interested in hearing about something in particular and you'd like to recommend a reading around something, please leave it in the show notes. So if something's going on in your world. So speaking of, our world, so there's a lot of talk about 3i Atlas, which is, if you don't know about it and you type it in into the internet search, you'll probably find a lot about it. It is this object that has been recognized in our solar system. I think it came in June or July of this year. And it's, been moving through at a very interesting pace, but it has also been bringing in what appears to be like these beautiful energy shifts that are coinciding with what's going on with the sun. And so there were big solar flares and things like that. So we'll see. It's supposed to happen, I think, today, where we're getting an influx of this energy. So let me know how you're experiencing it and what's going on with you. Okay. So we got this out at the beginning of the week. So this is card number 7. And this is, about things that we regret. We also got, so this is 7, 9, and 20. So the first thing that I'm noticing here is this is around sadness, right? So we have some sadness that's coming in, something that is unexpectedly lost. But it's like immediately afterwards, we have this really joyful, playful card that is around what feels like, the sweetness of life, right? And then we have card number 20. And this is very interesting because rabbits feel like kind of like lucky energy on some regard, but she seems very small and as if like she has reduced herself to, just staying very close to things that are a little bit more predictable and not seeing maybe opportunities that are around her in the background. So let's go to the guidebook because this is a very interesting deck. I've had it for a while, but I haven't brought it out in a while. And so the first one is called lamentation. So when you're lamenting something, you're in that state, right? And so it's really just another word for, being sad over something. So what the energy or what the guidebook says is what is broken can't be mended. And it says you may have been in this situation before and we're not able to fix it, and we're able to fix it, but this time is different. But it's also saying that not to get stuck in the thing that's leaving, because the thing that's leaving was meant to leave. Now I think so this is this Thursday. It doesn't have to be Thursday for you, but that's when I'm doing. And this came out the very first day of the week. So it's almost like it's reminding us that it's still kind of out there, that if there's something that, usually it's something that needs to leave and needs to end anyway. It says, this is all about emotions right now. So lament what is gone and let all your sorrow flow. So it's not about keeping a stiff upper lip. It's not about pretending that you're not sad and pretending that it didn't mean anything. It's the opposite. So we are human beings that have emotions. And they've kind of been frowned upon for a long time, but that's the whole point of being here, is to be emotional and to feel the things that we were meant to feel. So that's what it's asking you to do, is not to bypass things that are upsetting, to really feel into things that are bothering you and let your body feel the fullness. When you feel the fullness of the grief of loss, then you're really honoring that experience instead of, trying not to feel anything. Because then we quickly move into what feels like the opposite. So I was feeling like this was kind of a joyful, fun place, and it is. And we have this little white rabbit here and lots of candy, and she's swinging on a swing, and who doesn't love that? And this card is literally called the happy place. And it's asking you to kind of find that happy place. So feel what you need to feel from the loss and then move on. Don't stay in this stage. Feel for as long as you feel like you need to, and then head towards a new state of mind. And let's see what it has to say here in the guidebook. It says, what are the elements that come together to fill your heart with happiness? The card is a sign that it may be time to visit that happy place. You need to cast off your worries for a while and trust that the universe is taking care of you. You can safely relax and replenish your emotional well-being. Yeah. So isn't that interesting? So kind of what this thing is telling me is that we may be on a little bit of an emotional roller coaster. That one minute we could be feeling sad, the next minute we could be feeling happy, and to just kind of go with the craziness of what's going on, right? Allow the happiness to come when it comes. Allow yourself to be sad when the sadness comes, because this whole kind of thing is going on, because this card number 20 is the Karmic card. And the karma is a lot of people think of it in a lot of different ways. And this is the way I see karma. A karma is what we do in our life coming back around for us to revisit the thing that we did, good or bad. So let's say that you did something that you weren't very proud of. And typically what happens is there's a balancing of that, right? It kind of comes back and you go, oh, I had that coming, kind of thing, right? And a lot of times they could just be minor things that happen. They come and they go. And then there's a big karmic cycle, we'll call it, that goes through your life where you're just really balancing a whole string of things where you weren't honoring your path, right? And then that has to come back into balance. So this is saying that that's what's happening, is that we are going through these phases where we are asked to experience all these things, sadness, joy, all the things, because that's what our life has really been about. It's been about both the things that have created sadness and the things that have created joy. And allowing that balancing allows this to be somewhat of a clean slate. So I'm going to go to like the angel cards that we've been doing all week and ask what, wow, is the next bit of information. So it's funny, we have 3 again. It's very interesting. It's easier because all week we've just had single cards, smaller readings. So we have 27, think on your feet. And then we have 64, wasp spirit. And what I love is this reduces to 9 and this reduces to 10, telling me that there's a progression. This 7, 9, 20. So it's saying that these are things that you experience and then you leap forward. Same here. You're experiencing this and you're leaping, and you're moving forward. This is asking you to be aware of what's going on and to be able to move, ride the wave, so to speak, because it can be something that is a little bit challenging. And then we have otter spirit. And it says, you are never alone. So it's asking us to remember that we are part of something bigger than all of these experiences that we're experiencing. And that they're all here for purpose. They're all here for value. They're all here really for us. They're here to remind us of that we're not alone, and that we're part of something bigger than the event that's happening in the moment. This is a really interesting reading. And so let's round it out with some of Crow Tarot. Wow. The Star, and the Star came out again earlier in the week, right? This is a card of like staying true to your dreams, to your wishes. It almost feels like, I think I really feel like there's one more card. Is there one more card for this reading? Oh, yeah. So, why are there so many? So I'm going to take a card number. So this is 1 and the Sun. I'm going to take those two. So we ended up with 2 more cards here. So let's just take a look at what we have here, because this reading I know is going to start getting long, but I want us to feel the full message that's coming through here. So the Sun is a bettering of a situation. The Star is holding on to a dream, and the Magician right here in the middle, 3 major arcana cards saying that this karmic cycle that we are experiencing right now is huge. It's a turning point, a transformative point within our life. And this is meant to be. It's all coming for us, even though sometimes it doesn't feel like it. And that in between this dream that we have and the success of it is you having the tools that you need and moving towards it. The Magician is literally taking what he has to create the outcome that he likes or wants, and trusts in his own ability to make it happen. If I take the last 2 cards, we have the 7 of Wands, which is all about energy. And a lot of times it's about protection. So this is 7 and 9. Again, we have 7 and 9. So I do think these are meant to come out, because that's exactly what's happened all week. What we start with, we end with. And that's really interesting. I don't think that's ever happened in any of my readings to date. But this is about protecting yourself, that other people that are here, and I'm not feeling that kind of energy. So that's typically the way to read it. And I'm looking at it, and what I'm feeling is that you have reached a level where you're no longer going to have to be a part of this energy that is a little bit more confusing, right? That you're going to, not in a hierarchical way, but you're going to raise your vibration if you have been going through this path where you are feeling the feelings, you're riding the waves basically, and allowing the karmic cycle to allowing yourself to move with the karmic cycle, to let things go and to accept the good things, right? Not to go overly one way or the other, because there will be challenges, but it's asking us to think on our feet and know that we're not alone, that this whole thing that we're working with is about us coming back into unity. We have the Star asking us to stay in our dreams, and it's right here underneath the 7, right, where things that we have losses. And then where's this joy? We have the Magician and the Sun. And the last card is the Hermit card, where we kind of really get to go inward and experience the truth of what all of this is here to do. And we have to go inward to ourselves. We can't look at the outside world and expect the answers to come outside of us. This is about to understand, to digest, to really, that we will actually be in a place where we can do this. Back to the 7 and 9. This is the feeling, right, that things aren't quite right. But this is you rising into a new level of awareness. And it is a type of protection, because you're in a different level, a different stage, where you don't have to be down in energies that you don't relate to. And then you literally will be guided by your own intuition, your own instincts, your own wisdom that you've learned from all these lessons. I know this is a long reading. Please forgive the long reading, but I hope you enjoyed it. And until tomorrow, I hope you really have a beautiful day. Bye now.